Welcome to Mechanic. Today we have our 2016 BMW i3. And on this, we have some lights and sensors that have come on, or some lights that have come on due to a malfunction. Number one, we got the little squiggly line here, the ABS. The brake one, that's just because the brake is on, so you can undo that. And then outside of that, we have, like I said, there's the ABS and light. And then it did tell us right here when upon power up, we'll go ahead and do that, that the accessories are still active, but it also tells us there's some service to be done. And then it's saying chassis stabilization, drive moderately. And so that's on our main screen on the i3. And we also have it over here. Now on this one, depending, like, that's upon startup, but say you need to, also we have the option to go through our multimedia to find the different information if it has passed us and we never got to see what it was. So coming into our main menu, we can select vehicle info, and then we have the vehicle status. So if we click on that and we scroll down to check control, and this is going to give us the warnings. And so we have chassis stabilization, drive moderately, and so we get back into there. And so that's something that we're going to want to look. And so we've hooked up an OBD2 scanner, the UCAN-2, to be able to check to find out what there's potential that needs to be replaced. So a lot of times if that ABS light comes on, if you weren't applying the brakes crazy, and the squiggly line, if all of those come on at the same time as well as that brake light, that generally is that your ABS sensor may have gone faulty. And so we need to find out which one so we know which one to replace. So with our UCAN-2, we're going in through the diagnostic, BMW, Smart VIN. It's going to communicate with the vehicle, bring us back our information. I'm going to hit yes, correct on all that. This goes through a process of turning the ignition off, cycling through, and then it'll come back up here. Okay. Okay, we're going to go into diagnostic. We can do a quick scan, which will scan every module in the vehicle, or control modules, or, pick the module. And then we're looking into drive. Nope. We want to look into chassis on this one. And we're going to look for the dynamic stability control. And then we can go ahead and do an active test and look at things, but we want to read the codes. And this has a 4808 2B, is a permanent. We have the wheel speed sensor, voltage supply at the left, front left. So we'll go ahead and check the front left sensor and go over the process of how you would replace that, if that's because that's deeming what the fault potentially is. So let's go over the process to replace the ABS wheel speed sensor on this vehicle. This same process you can use for all of your ABS wheel speed sensors to be able to find out which one you need to start looking at. Left front, left rear, right rear, by doing it through here. Of course, this code will be maybe a little bit different depending on which wheel it is. All right, so we have our ABS wheel speed sensor. We're on the left-hand side, vehicle raised up, supported on jack stand, and then also the tire removed on the front. So we have these little grommets holding our cable in place. Need to be able to pull that out. I mean, we'll get to that one. And then we have this little cover piece here. We flip this open, and this is where our electrical connection is. Being able to pull that out, squeezing the tab, and then being able to unhook the cable. There we go. And now we need a T30 to get right down in here, undo a bolt to remove our ABS wheel speed sensor. So we have the sensor right in here with the T30 going in the counterclockwise to loosen and remove our bolt. So now being able to get this sensor to come out, sometimes you got to move it just back and forth while applying some upward motion on it, and to be able to get your old sensor out. And so that's the removal of our ABS wheel speed sensor. And then to replace our ABS wheel speed sensor, it doesn't matter which one it is, I mean, except that you, of course, purchase the one for the right tire that you're working on. But especially on the front two would be the same. So we're installing the sensor. We pressed it in there, and being able to align our T30 bolt here and being able to tighten it up. There we go. Snug there. And now, following our cable back, just being able to press this into the grommets there, and then being able to make a connection with the electrical connection there. Put this into the little holder piece here. This is also, it'll keep a certain amount of moisture out of it so that you don't have any issues. There we go. And we got our other grommet for the top here. Press that in, and then being able to close our little cover piece here to keep stuff out of it. And that is the replacement of your front ABS wheel speed sensor. We did the left-hand side. After that, go through, use your scan tool, being able to clear out the code, and then make sure that it doesn't come back, and that was the only thing you needed to replace for that potential issue with your traction control not working properly because of an ABS wheel speed sensor. Thanks for watching Mechanic, where you can be the mechanic.